Let me know when you're recording.
I've been recording for like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Namaste. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Oh, my gosh. I have to apologize up front to my co-host, James Mason, who has agreed to do this with me. The Smashing Pumpkins are my favorite band of all time. And as you've seen on this channel, I can get pretty freaking obsessed with artists, musicians, albums. And so this takes the cake. This takes the cake. I think Mason's limit is the geekiness for Metallica. I was with him in high school. I think we were same level of geekiness. I somehow was able to surpass that with the Pumpkins when I got into college. And so what we're doing is we're kicking this off. We are going to do my top 50 Smashing Pumpkin songs of all time. We're doing a big countdown, and we're going to release it in a chronological order. So I'm going to tell the story of the band while we go through the countdown. The top 5 of my list, I'm going to save till the end. Okay, so those are going to come out last, which means we're going to skip some songs and some albums. That's okay. I can still tell the story without doing those specific songs. And we're gonna have a lot of fun. I got a lot of context footage. I got a lot of behind the scenes stuff, funny stuff. I'm really, really pumped to do this. And James, thank you so much.
No problem, man.
I'm so sorry.
No apology needed. This will be great. I doubt I'll get sick of the Pumpkins after 50 songs because I haven't listened to them since like college.
Since probably when we were roommates is probably the last time.
Yeah, probably. I guess that was just after college then.
Just after college.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to waste any more time. I want to kick this off right. And I'm going to kick it off by showing where I'm going to stop with the Pumpkins history. Yes, the Pumpkins came back in 2007. Yes, they're still around, okay? But for the purposes of this, I am stopping in 2000. That is the breakup of the original band. Yes, some members left, some members came back. We'll get to that. But for the purpose of this, I'm going to take us through what most people would say is their peak work. So we're going from Gish. We're going before Gish. But Gish all the way to Machina 1 and 2. So to kick this off, I want to remind everyone why this band broke up. This band was known as being the dysfunctional band of the 90s, I would say. That's probably fair to say. Well known for the drama. And this is a cool clip of them kind of poking a little fun at themselves. This is a band therapy session.
I hear you've been having some problems with your band, and I wonder, would you like to tell me about them?
I'm not sure if it's one individual or the band collectively, but maybe it's their footwear that really bothers me. I'm not sure if it's just any one shoe, but maybe just the thought of it. The thought of what's on their feet at any given moment distracts me.
Tell me.
So this is a great way to introduce the band. So that is James Iha. James is the second guitarist in the band, also the second songwriter in the band. He's done at least an album's worth of songs where he sings. And he's actually a really good songwriter that I like a lot. He is Japanese descent, and he's the person who started the Pumpkins with Billy. So before anyone else joined, they started playing together. All right, back to it.
Is there any way that you can see of having an effect on the situation so that you feel able to get close to them?
Well, I have given thought to this, and I suppose in a practical sense, I could maybe ask for different shoes or socks on our rider. And a rider is something that we have at every show. And, they'll give us a deli tray, candy, and we can put any sort of footwear we want on it. Maybe if I were have those different exposed elements to them, maybe they would lighten up a little.
You've really lost me there. I hear you've been having some problems with your band, and I wonder, would you like to tell me about them? I'm sorry if I don't mean to be insulting at all.
So, okay, this is Darcy Retsky. Darcy Retsky. And she is the bass player for the band.
Mm-hmm.
She met Billy outside of the Metro, and their first interaction was an argument over the band they just watched. At the end of the argument, Billy asked her to try out to play bass in his band, his made-up band that he didn't have, called the Smashing Pumpkins. And famously, her and James Iha were a couple for the first album.
Oh, wow.
And they broke up before this. So, yeah, throw that into the mix, too.
Yeah.
All right, back to Darcy.
I just don't really think that any amount of therapy is ever going to help this band. Jimmy is incredibly paranoid all of the time, and James, it's a different thing with him every week. It's, you know, one week he thought that his dog was possessed, and Billy flew off the handle and just couldn't take it anymore. So he said, you know, well, fine, let's get a witch doctor then. So we went to this witch doctor, and then the next month it was the tarot card reader, you know.
I hear you've been having some problems with your band, and I wonder, would you like to tell me about
it?
That is the famous Jimmy Chamberlin, my favorite drummer of all time. Jimmy was the last member to join the band, and we're going to talk a little bit about that journey in future episodes. But I think for most people, when people talk about the Pumpkins sound, it is often that dynamic between Billy Corgan as a guitarist and Jimmy Chamberlin as a drummer.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the Robert Plant, Jimmy Page thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of bands have like they have a partnership, a musical partnership that's the center of the band, and Jimmy and Billy are definitely it for the original run. All right, so let's get to what Jimmy's complaints are. All right.
And put them here. That's Darcy and the other two men. And I'd like to get you to get across to these people how you feel when you get mocked, knowing that there are no consequences except you feeling better about yourself because they're not in the room.
Billy, sometimes when you tell me that my clothes are funny and my hair's too long, it makes me feel really bad.
Getting into blaming and criticizing him for how he is. And maybe he is that way. What I want you to do is
he's a duck.
Tell him how you want. No, but he is a duck. Personally, using him as a symbol for his not a duck, right?
Right.
You can just pretend he's in the chair and take that away if you like.
No,
Tell him
I like the duck.
Okay.
Darcy,
I like the duck.
I really think you're a cool person, and it would really make me happy if you would just try to appreciate me for who I am, because I really go out of my way to try to be nice to you.
Do you get the feeling that Jimmy took this really seriously compared to everybody else?
That's kind of
He's
what I was
legit.
thinking. Is like the first one seemed like it was all joking. The second one seemed like it was like joking but half true about like it's always a different thing each month. And then this one is like, are we still poking fun at ourselves, or is this for real now?
I don't think Jimmy was in on the joke here at all.
Which would kind of fit with what he's complaining about.
Yeah, it's going to take a weird turn, though.
Yeah.
So,
I vaguely remember seeing this before.
yeah, I'm sure I sat you down. All right, let's get back to it.
James, it made me feel really bad that you cut all your hair off right as mine was getting long, and I felt that it was kind of another ploy of yours to make me feel like distance from the band, and I deserve to be respected by you and everybody else.
I hear you've been having some problems with your band, and I wonder, would you like to tell me about them?
All right, so
who are you going to introduce now?
Now we're going to interview Kurt Cobain, the lead singer of the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah.
If anyone is unfamiliar with the Smashing Pumpkins, perhaps you're young and you're coming to the channel, or you're older than us coming to the channel. I do want to introduce. I hope he needs no introduction. But then the final guy is Billy Corgan. He is the main singer-songwriter of the band and the lead guitarist of the band. So the band setup is a little bit kind of Megadeth-esque, where the singer is actually the lead guitarist. Most of the solos are coming from there. Different than a Metallica setup where they have a lead guitarist as the backup guitarist, right? So the main riff guy and guitar solo guy is actually the singer as well. All right, so let's get to it.
I hear you've been having some problems with your band, and I wonder, would you like to tell me about them?
Just let me make this analogy. You want to go to the circus, and to get in the circus, it costs you 5 pence.
Yeah.
So you stand in line, you don't have 5 pence, but you really want to go to the circus. Okay. So someone comes along and says, well, I'll take you in the circus and I'll pay the 5 pence, but you got to pay me back later. So you get taken to the circus, they take you out. Oh, okay, well, when are you going to pay me back? I don't know, I'll get around to it sooner or later. That's the story of the band.
So did you follow that? I think what he's getting at there is just that they're such very different people, and they all decided to join up to try and take over the world. But you know, they it never quite comes together. It never satisfies any of them. You know, it's like, when am I going to get to the point where the reason I joined the band was to do this? You know. All right, so
I guess what I took out of it, when I remember seeing it for the first time, taken out of it too, just with Billy Corgan's analogy, is just like people being really selfish, right? Like, oh, I got to go to the circus. I'll hit you back when I get to it, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
And when he's like, that's the story of the band, you're like, you get the feeling that that's happened over and over again, like the way he says it, you know. So I don't know. I know nothing about like the drama from Smashing Pumpkins. I'm sure you've told me at some point in time, but I've forgotten it all.
That's okay, because I'm gonna retell it. So
yeah.
you know.
I mean, it's 100% conjecture on a video that was obviously meant to be kind of funny.
Yep.
So.
Yes. Not only is it funny in just the content, but it's also funny how bad of actors they are. Yeah. Like they're really bad at doing this, which it makes it really awkward to watch. But I hope the audience really takes away these are not rock gods. These are 4 nerds that got together and became rock gods anyway.
Yeah.
And you know, that's very different than a lot of the bands I was listening to before the Pumpkins, where you would swear like James Hetfield came out of the womb ready to rock. You know what I mean? Like these people they're gods, you know? But these aren't gods. Jimmy Chamberlain might be a god, but for the most part, all 4 of them are very relatable in their awkwardness, their geekiness. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So with that, there's our big kickoff, everyone. Next, we're going to listen to how terrible it was before Billy started the Pumpkins. We're going to see the growth of an artist and his awkward teenage years. And
Sweet.
back when
everybody's favorite time that they want pasted all over the internet.
That's right. They weren't even a rock band. It's a new wave band. So here we go.
Awesome.
All right. All right. That's the end of this one. See you later. I'm Justin S. James. SP Top 50. Let's do it.